Hello everybody, this is Dee and welcome back to my channel, Dee Plans and Budgets. Let's talk savings challenges, y'all. And let's talk about their place on a budget channel. If this sounds like something you would like to watch me do or listen to, please stay tuned. I have spent a few days this week. I had a camping trip I had to cancel due to weather, and so I had some extra time on my hands and such, and I decided I wanted to have some fun and make up some savings challenges. And this really got me to thinking about, budget channels and savings challenges and Etsy and all that type of thing. And I thought I would just have a frank conversation about it while I am sharing with you some of the things I made. If you saw my video I made on Friday, I made the new Bucks box, and that was super fun. Watch that video if you want to see what that was. But I also made quite a few other things as well. Now, I want to say that I am a long time paper crafter. I have been paper crafting for probably close to 20 years. So I have a lot of tools. I have a lot of equipment that makes it possible for me to do these things. I also take advantage of the free Canva version. I've not paid 1 penny for Canva, and I've made a ton of stuff on there. And there are videos all over YouTube with how to use that. If you don't have access to the tools and such that I do, and if figuring out some of the tech on Canva and such is not your thing, then your options are going to be a little bit less as to what you can do. So I came up with some super low-tech savings challenge things that you can do as well. And when I say low-tech, I mean you don't need Canva, you don't need tools. I published a video earlier about how to make just an envelope without tools and without laminate, and this is kind of a continuation in that series. I want to say, I am not telling you not to shop at Etsy. Etsy shop owners work really hard for that little tiny bit of money that they make. Everybody in the crafting community that sells craft goods, they're the last person in the profit scheme of things. The people selling craft supplies and make a ton of money off of people making products. The people that offer platforms for you to sell craft supplies or craft items make a ton of money off of people selling things that they have made. The last person on the rung of that ladder, the person doing all the work, is really profiting very little. And there are some exceptions. I know that there's some Etsy shop owners out there who have fit a niche and are making a living off of doing it. But most people, especially those that are hand making their stuff in their houses with their Cricuts and their copy machines and that kind of stuff, those people are not making a lot of money. I am in full agreement of supporting those shops. Sometimes those people are doing it for a hobby. Sometimes they can't work outside the home, so it's a little bit of extra spending money to them. I want them to know that I support them and I know how hard they work for that little bit of money that they get. I personally prefer to make my own things because I enjoy doing it. It spurs my creative side. And that's where I want to talk a little bit about everything before I start revealing some savings challenges to you. I started decorative planning about 5 years ago, and it has been the paper craft that I have stuck to the most. And the reason that it has is because it's the first time in my life where I was doing something crafty that I got to enjoy. So I've done scrapbooks, and those are good, but you do them and you put them away. You don't, use them on a daily basis. I was making cards, which I donated. So I made pretty things. I never got to use them. When decorative planning came along, that was like my aha moment, because now I got to take something I love, which is planning, coordinating, to-do list, marking off my to-do list, tracking numbers like steps and calories and everything. I love doing all of that, right? So I got to take everything that I love, and now I get to do it on a very pretty platform. That is why decorative planning has been something I have stuck with for so long, and I don't see myself not doing it over the foreseeable future because I always made lists and tasks and planned, and now I'm making pretty things and I get to use them. When I discovered the budgeting community a few years ago, actually 2.5 years ago, this was the same thing. I have always budgeted. I love sitting down and planning my budget at the beginning of the month. I love closing it out at the end of the month. I love planning where and how I'm going to spend money. I've always loved doing it. So when I discovered the envelope systems with all the pretty envelopes I could make and the savings challenges I could make and all of that kind of stuff, it was super exciting to me, and it still is, because again, my creative side is crossing over to my analytical side, and I really enjoy it. We are, however, a community full of people who are trying to pay off debt or save for things or are just financially struggling. And I know that FOMO is real, and it can get to all of us, and we can start feeling like we don't get to have the fun that other people have. So I just wanted to talk to you about how you can make some of your own savings challenges and still take advantage of some of the fun that can take your mundane analytical savings each month and turning it into something fun. In the end, it's just money going into the bank. We all know that. But it's a fun way to do it. And by making the task fun, you're going to sit down more. You're going to be in and out of your envelopes. You're going to be in and out of your trackers. You're going to understand your financial picture better. Just as when I am constantly turning to my planner pages because they're so pretty, those tasks and dates and appointments that I have I'm constantly looking at them. I'm putting pen to paper, and they're helping them stick in my head. That is why I am going to defend all the pretty and all the decorative and all the everything in the budget community, also in the planning community, but this is the budgeting part, so I'm going to talk about the budgeting community. I know you can do it with plain white paper envelopes. I know you don't need a savings tracker to save money. We all know that. But anything that motivates you to be intentional with your spending is an A-okay with me. Let's talk about some inexpensive ways that you can get this done. Let me start with some freebies that I made a while ago. They are on the videos in my feed for my 300 subscriber giveaway. And I think the 2 videos after, you can go, there's a Google Docs link. It'll come right up. You can print these freebies. I made all of these from images that were free on Canva. Here's some more. These are mini savings challenges. This is a game I created, dominoes. I haven't started it yet, but under here are certain dominoes, right? And so as I scratch off, I can save $1 for every dot, or a quarter, or 50 cents. If all the ends end in 5, 10, 15, or 20, then save that amount as well, because that's like the domino scoring is 5, 10, 15, and 20. So if you add up your ends and they equal 5, 10, 15, or 20, you would save that in addition to all the dots. Just to play on dominoes, this was all free on Canva. I could have made the dots smaller, but I had these big squares I wanted to get rid of. Square scratch-offs. This is a game I created with 21, and then I have 2 versions of this. So 21 is simply play blackjack. When you hold, save that amount. If you get a 21, you can save $5. If you bust, save that amount. It's going to cost you more because you busted. You can write the number in here if you want, and that tells you how much you saved, and you can, I'll hold that up, boop, you can or cannot, depending on what you want to do, color that in. As a variation, for me personally, I like to play against the dealer, so I have the dealer roll a card, I have the dealer play a hand, and I play against them. The dealer always has to hit on a soft 17, and they stand on a hard 17, and the dealer always has to stand on a soft 17, and they hit on anything 12 or above. So this is how you, the same twist, you just play against the dealer, and then I had if you win, you save $1, and if you lose, you save $2. Many ways to play. Again, these were both made up on Canva. I did put these 2 together because I couldn't find a blackjack one that was free, but just done on Canva. This one I wanted to make really small since there's lots of hands. I want them to play a lot of hands of blackjack. Many ways to play. These are all a bunch of the combo of the dice games I've seen rolled into one. Basically just rolling the dice and saving that much. You can roll 1 to 6 dice. An elimination, a little bit like Shut the Box, and then color the exact numbers only, or, you know, like if you get a 6, do a 5 and 1 instead of the 6. just something different to do. You could maybe save double or save half or roll again or whatever you want to do. It's just different variations on the dice game so that every week is not the same. I made up a cribbage game. For those of you who like to play cribbage, I like to play cribbage, and there's not people in my house to play cribbage with. So I'm just going to modify it. I'm going to deal myself 6 cards. I'm going to discard 2, do a card off the top, and count my cribbage hand. And I will save that amount, probably 50 cents or 25 cents per point. But just a fun way to get to play some cribbage. In the box, I can write my score and color that in. Again, this was all free off of Canva. If you don't have a printer at home, you could take this to Office Depot, and because you download it as a PDF, so you can take it to Office Depot and you could have it printed there. Now, I want to talk to you about my latest one, which is something I just created the other day. And I'm going to take you back here. I may have to, just a second, I'm trying to find one. Here we go. I created this savings challenge a few months ago. And I called it Skoden off of a play on Reservation Dogs. This is a show on Hulu, Netflix? I don't remember where. Anyhow, Reservation Dogs, check it out. I specifically designed this. I made these little travel stickers a certain size so that I could use up some of these date stamps from Happy Planner. I did this a few months ago, trying to use up Happy Planner stickers. I used up a bunch of the date stamps on scratch-offs, that kind of thing. I now am seeing a ton of people use variation of stickers for planners, which I think is a really good idea, i.e. that's why I did it earlier. They are taking it further than just using up like old Happy Planner stickers, and they're making savings challenges with stickers to put on instead of coloring those, which I think is a really, really good idea. As I said before, selling things on Etsy is not high profit. So they have to sell those for a pretty good amount because it's expensive to have the sticker paper and printing it and then printing, cutting it and having the Cricut files and then mailing it and all that kind of stuff. It's super expensive. So of course those savings challenges cost anywhere from $6, $7, $8. However, if you're a low budgeter and you want to just have a savings challenges to save $50 or $60, it's really hard to justify spending $8 to do that. So I came up with an alternative, and I want to talk about that. I had these stickers left over. I have a few examples here. And I thought, how could I use these for a sticker challenge? If you don't have any of these left over, you could, you can get these at Hobby Lobby, their Paper Studio, other hobby places have stickers on sale. Wait until they go on sale. They always do. You usually get a 2-pack of something like this for $1.50 when they're on sale. That's 75 cents a piece. Also, you can get cheap sticker sheets off of Amazon, any of those places. And so then what I did was I put it into my photocopy. And the first time I did it, I photocopied it this way, which is cool, right? Because it's color. And then I'm going to take the stickers and put it on there. And when you put the stickers on there, it makes a difference because the stickers are shiny and they're a different texture, right? But then I decided, oh, you know what? It would be more fun if I printed it in black and white. And then when I take the sticker and I put it on there. While I am struggling, I failed to mention I made the above image by just placing the stickers on a copy machine and doing photo on both color and black and white. It's going to bring my challenge into color, right? How fun is that? And you can do one or two things. You could write the amount for each llama on the llama. You could write it down below. Maybe you choose to put it between each llama's horns, which is probably what I'm going to do. And then when you save it, you put that sticker there. You would get 2 sets of these for $1.50. Or let's say that you don't even have $1.50, or you would like to get 6 sets of this. You can print it. You can fussy cut it. I happen to really like fussy cutting, right? So fussy cutting is just when you cut in really close. I'll do it up here by the camera. Key to fussy cutting is that you move the paper. You do not move the scissors. See how I'm moving the paper and not the scissors? I mean, of course, you have to cut with the scissors, but you use the paper, not the scissors. And now I could take this, put a glue stick on the back of it, dollar store, 2 for $1, and stick my fussy cut sticker right there. I could print as many of these as I want, and I would have a sticker set. Just like those you see on Etsy that those sellers, in order to make $1 or $2, are having to sell for $7 or $8. Again, please support those small shops. They work really hard for that money. And if you have $8 to spend on that, I invite you to do that. So I have a couple examples of this. I did llamas. I did some cute little pigs. And I did this little first aid thing, which I had got these stickers. You see, I made these in color so I can do it both ways. And I have got these little first aid things for a planner spread that I think that I did. And so I had these left over and I thought, oh my gosh, this will be great for my medical fund. I can even write the amount that I'm going to save on these stickers with a Sharpie. I hope that this spurs your creativity and gets you to thinking about ways that you can make and or adjust a savings challenge to you, right? One thing I would ask that anybody do when you are motivated or inspired by something that you see someone else doing or selling, if you want to repeat that and make that for yourself, as long as you give them credit, I don't see an issue in that. For instance, on the many ways to play, the second row of that is kind of a variation of Shut the Box, which is, we all know by now, is Reinventing Renee. So I would not try to sell that savings challenge in any way, shape, or form. I am not the original inventor of that. I would, however, be willing to sell my cribbage or my 21 challenge because I did not see that anywhere. Those came out of my brain. My Skoden challenge, my one that I just came up with, the stickers. I personally am not interested in selling those, but if I was trying to create product to sell, I would feel very comfortable selling those items because I was not inspired by someone else. Those came out of my brain. If you want to copy an idea that you saw that I did, I have no problem with you doing that. If you want to show those on YouTube or show those on Instagram, please feel free. I have no problem with you doing that. I would love credit as the original designer of that, but feel free to copy me and use these things within your life, because if you make budgeting fun, it's going to be just a little bit easier to open those envelopes because they're pretty, and save that money because it's fun. And anything that makes you do something that's really good for you, but also makes it entertaining, well, I just think that's a win-win. Please have a wonderful, wonderful week, you all. And I hope that you have learned something from today. Please comment with any other video type thing of this content you would like me to make, and I'll see if I can whip something up for you. Bye.